calmly. He offered her aid, never guessing she ruled a galaxy of gold. Evan Holt gripped the pod's warped hatch and yanked it free. Flames spat from the courier's engine, black smoke billowing across the crowded docks of Vega Prime. Dock workers scattered, cursing in half a dozen tongues. No one glanced at the crumpled figure inside. He dropped to his knees beside her. Blue skin, ridged like polished coral, slick with blood from a gash across her abdomen. Her eyes fluttered, golden irises dim. Human-sized but fragile. Ribs visible under translucent scales. She clutched a charred data slate to her chest. "Easy," Evan said. He slid arms under her shoulders and thighs. Lifted. She weighed less than a zero gay crate. Her blood smeared his salvage gloves. Carrying her clear, he laid her on the grated deck. The pod groaned, a fuel line rupturing. Fire suppression foam hissed from auto nozzles too late to save manifests or cargo. She gasped. "No, protocol." Evan ignored it. He unzipped his medkit one-handed, scanned the wound. Deep laceration, arterial bleed, no time for scans. He pinched the edges shut. Fired field staples from the stapler. Click, click, click. 12 in a neat row. Blood slowed to a seep. She hissed through needle teeth. Grabbed his wrist. Strength surprised him. Claws pricked skin. "Hold still," he said. "You're leaking. Ration gel next." He squeezed a thick line from the tube over the staples. The smart polymer hardened instantly, sealing the wound. Her breathing eased. Color returned to her scales. Around them, spacers hawked burned parts. "Fresh salvage, pod guts, cheap." Evan wiped his hands on his jumpsuit. Stood. The dock's overhead lights buzzed, casting long shadows from stacked crates stamped with House Vey sigils, gold eagle crests. Odd for a courier crash. Footsteps clanged. Dockmaster Lent waddled up, pot-belly straining his uniform. Greasy mustache twitched. 2 security drones hummed at his flanks. "Holt." "What's this mess?" Lint jabbed the thumb at the pod. "Manifest," says one pilot, no passengers. Evan stepped in front of the woman. She tried to sit. He pressed her shoulder down. "Unregistered passenger." Found her inside. Lint squinted. Eyed her. "Looks Vey stock. Rich bitch, maybe." "You scavenging royals now?" "Salvage medic," Evan said. "She needs a berth." "My skiff's cleared." Lint snorted. Crossed arms. "Paperwork first." Eyed her, or impound. Evan pulled his slate. Tapped in dummy codes. Habit from spacer runs. Filed her as unreg passenger, medevac. Time-stamped it. Done. Logged. The dockmaster leaned in. Breath reeked of synth whiskey. "Vey courier? That's coup bait." Minister Rose goon sniffing around. "Hand her over." "Protocol." Evan met his gaze. "Calm. She's crew now. My call." Lint's drone's word. Scanners sweeping. The woman's hand tensed on her slate. Evan shifted, blocking the beam. "Fine," Lint grumbled, "but Rose debt collectors pay triple for manifests. You owe docking fees. 200 creds. Evan transferred the creds. Lint's slate pinged. The dockmaster smirked. "Pleasure doing business, Holt. Watch your back." He lumbered off. Drones trailed. Evan scooped her up. She stiffened but didn't fight. "Workshop." "Hold on." His skiff squatted nearby, a battered hauler with reinforced bays. He ducked through the hatch, laid her on the acceleration couch, strapped her in. Her golden eyes tracked him, wary. Blood flecked her lips. "Why risk?" "Spacer rule," Evan said. He punched the course lock. No one left behind. Engines thrummed. Skiff lifted on repulsors, weaving through traffic lanes. Docks receded. Neon sprawl. Cargo spiders scuttling like insects. She touched the sealed wound. Field staples. Primitive. Effective. Evan glanced back from the pilot's yoke. "Keeps you breathing." "Name?" "Aurelia." Hesitant. "Crew." "Indebted." He nodded. No questions. Workshop beacon blinked on the nav. His bolt hole in the outer rings, stocked for rebuilds. Alarms chirped. Incoming hail. Evan accepted. Olo flickered. Stern face. Scaled like hers but scarred. Keshvarun. Per the tag. Royal security insignia. Human. "Release Aurelia Vey." "That's an order." Voice like grinding gravel. Evan's grip tightened on controls. "Vey." "Queen Aurelia?" Gold-backed throne, half the Orion arm in her vaults. Ku whispers on the feeds. She's stable, Evan said. Med priority. Keisha's eyes narrowed. Doc logs show Lint took payoff. You're compromised. Divert to Palace Birth, now. Aurelia stirred. Kesh. Silence, Majesty. Kesh cut her off. Human, comply or face blockade. Evan killed the hail, switched to stealth freaks. Skiff dipped into debris fields, old wrecks from the last border skirmish. Scanners pinged pursuit. 2 interceptors row marked. Conspirators. Aurelia whispered. Minister Sable Rowe, he forges debts. Wants the throne. Evan banked hard. Hang tight, a missile lock wind. He deployed chaff. Bloom of decoys lit the void. Interceptors veered. Who's Rowe? Evan asked, kept it casual. Plot the workshop approach. Minister. Smooth voice. Poison claws. She gripped the armrest. My gold backs the Concord. Be Prince Alloy fakes. Ku fleet waits. Evan grunted. Humans ran salvage on the edges. Practical, no politics. But her eyes' trust flickered there. Small thing. Skiff shuddered through a wreck cluster. Workshop loomed. A hollowed asteroid. Bays yawning. He matched spin. Docked clean. Inside, lights snapped on. Med station hummed. Evan unstrapped her. Carried to the table. She waved him off. Stood shaky. Your competence, Aurelia said. Golden eyes wide. Humans ignore burns. You staple queens. Anyone, Evan corrected. He fetched a regenerator wand. Passed it. Seals holding. Rest. Door seals hissed. Scans clear. For now. Her slate beeped. She tapped it. Hollow bloomed. Rose face. Silken robes. Aurelia, surrender the codes. Your savior files falsies. Dead enforcers inbound. Aurelia's claws flexed. Evan Holt. You lied for me. He shrugged. Checked med stocks.
Filed right.
Spacer manifest. Keisha's voice cut in. Patched through. Human fool. Vey protocol demands isolation. Your leverage. Evan faced the hollow. She's breathing. That's protocol. Aurelia placed a hand on his arm. Cool scales. Keish, stand down. He saved the airline. Airline? Evan blinked. Not just Queen. Pursuit signatures spiked. Dockmaster Lint's voice crackled on open channel. Holt, you idiot. Rowe bids $5,000 for her live. Your skiff's tagged. Evan sealed the bay. Powered defenses. Salvaged turrets online. Companies coming. Aurelia straightened. Royal fire in her gaze. Then we fight. Together. He handed her a pulse rifle from the rack, sized for humans, but she gripped it sure. Your lead. Missiles streaked. Turrets sparked. Explosions bloomed outside. Kesh's hollow flickered back. Rose assassins. Debt forged. Human, prove your worth. Evan racked a medloader. Already did. Aurelia smiled. Fierce. Trusting. One pull from the docks, and empires shifted. But the real fight inbound. Lint sold them out. Rowe's fleet loomed on long range. Skiff alarms wailed. Breach imminent. Explosions rattled the skiff's hull. Evan gripped the console as turrets chewed through the first wave of drones. Alarms screamed breach protocols. He slapped the override. Aurelia, hidden bunk. Now. She clutched the pulse rifle and dashed aft. Scales gleamed under flickering lights. Keisha's hollow sputtered. Human. Seal her in stasis. Rose borders breach in 30. Evan ignored him. He yanked a scanner from his medkit. Aurelia's air mix held, but long range showed Rose fleet closing. She needed stability. He swept the device over her torso. Golden veins pulsed beneath azure scales. Oxygen partials low. Nitrogen toxic. Her physiology screamed nobility. Reinforced lungs for thin atmospheres. Gold-laced blood for radiation scrub. Scrap tanks, he muttered. He cracked open salvage lockers, acetylene, helium scraps from a gutted hauler. He jury-rigged valves, bled lines, torch hissed as he fused a regulator. Breathable mix poured into the recirculator. Her optimal 22% oxy, trace noblesse gases. He patched it live. Breathe deep, stabilizes your core. Aurelia inhaled. Color returned to her frills. Efficient. My medics take hours. Rifle ready. She nodded thanks. Hull groaned. Grapples thudded. Dockmaster Lint's voice boomed over externals. Halt! Open for inspection. Hazmat flagged. Your call, but Roe pays premiums. Evan patched his comm. Lint, delay it. Spacer courtesy, $5,000 wired for contam protocols. Your team's gear ain't rated. Silence. Then, deal. Holding inspection 60 mics. Don't make me regret it. Paid off. Evan sealed bulkheads. Turrets whirred, blasting grapples. Sparks flew outside viewports. Keisha's hollow sharpened. Armored silhouette behind him. Royal Guard gear. Human. Vey protocol. Surrender her to port custody. Isolate the queen. You're outclassed. Evan chambered a slug in his sidearm. No. She's crew till clear. He eyed Aurelia's slate. Roe's threat lingered. Dead enforcers, falsies filed. Empires shifted on manifests. He'd logged her as salvage medic assist. No queen tags. Your leverage. Kesh snarled. Roe's assassins debt forged. They kill for contracts. Aurelia stepped forward. Kesh Faroon. He saved the airline. Stand down. Airline? Not just queen. Mother to the line. Her hand brushed his arm again. Trust sealed in scales. Pursuit signatures spiked on scopes. Lint's delay bought minutes. Evan keyed hidden panels. A false bulkhead slid. Bunk here. Magnetic locks. Sensor baffles. Invisible to scans. She slipped inside. Rifle propped. You command this vessel alone? Watch. Rotation starts now. I take first. He rigged a periscope feed, posted himself at the hatch. Sidearm hot, med loader racked. Kesh pounded externals. Open, Holt. Coda call. Evan patched audio only. She's secure. Your move. Borders hit airlock. Torches whined. Evan triggered sonics. Disruptor pulse from salvage mods. Screams cut short. Bodies slumped in vacuum. Aurelia's voice whispered through bunk comb. Your ingenuity. Unprecedented. My guards use codes, not scrap. Spacer habit. He reloaded. Lint's comm crackled. Holt. Row-up's bid. 10 grand. Your turrets glitch in 5. Inspection forced. Traitor. Evan wired the 5 grand trace. Reversible spacer hack. Delay holds. Hazmat active. Turrets barked again. Drones shredded. But Roe's corvette loomed. Tractors probing. Gosh! Breached secondary hatch. Blaster raised. Hand her over, human. Evan fired first. Slug grazed Kesh's pauldron. Guard staggered. Evan charged. Tackled low. Human leverage. Short bursts. Grapples from docks. He wrenched the blaster free. Stunned Kesh cold. Protocol updated. Evan grunted. He zip-tied the guard, stashed him in a locker. Aurelia? Secure. Her frills fluttered on feed relief. Skiff shuddered. Lint sold full access. Inspection teams swarmed externals. Roe's plants in port gear. Evan dashed to engine bay. Overclocked thrusters. Fuel mix risky, but clear space beckoned. He hailed Aurelia. Trust me? Implicitly. Rifle cycled. He punched it. The skiff lurched free. Tractors snapped. Dockmaster's curses faded. Roe's fleet pinged locks. Missiles inbound. Evan evaded, rolling through debris. Kesh wakes soon? He'll vouch? Aurelia emerged from bunk, scanned scopes. He will. You've proven. She tapped her slate. Codes bloomed. Gold reserves unlocked. Polity alerts dispatched. Roe's debt ploy crumbles. Your manifest holds in court. Evan grinned. Turrets claimed a pursuer. Collaboration clicked. Her command, his rigs, but corvette closed. Boarding pods launched. Breach 2 minutes. Kesh groaned awake in locker. Holt. You fight like clanborn.
Spacerborn.
Evan cut him loose. Pelper stay tied. Kesh rose. Blaster returned. Nodded to Aurelia. Protect the airline. Pods. Slammed hull. Airlock alarms wailed. Evan racked fresh mags. Rotation resumes. Your lead, Queen. Aurelia's eyes ignited. Together, they stacked at the hatch. Blasters hot. Assassins poured through. Debt-forged killers, eyes hungry for Roe's pay. First shot dropped 1. Evan flanked. Medloader stunning the flankers. Kesh covered high. Aurelia precise bursts. Queen trained. Bodies piled. Roe's voice hacked comms. Surrender codes, Aurelia. The human dies first. She laughed. Royal steel. He lives. Empires turn on such men. Evan sealed the breach. Skiff jumped to warp fringe. Fleet fell behind. Hidden bunk secure. Watch rotated. Kesh took second shift, grudging respect in his stance. Aurelia leaned close. Evan Holt, your kindness, ordinary to you, saved more than me. He checked her mix. Steady. Crew does crew. Her claws intertwined his fingers. Cool. Sure. Trust forged. Long range pinged. Loyalist fleet, inbound. Rose coup-fractured. One humble no, and goldback stars realigned, but Assassin's backup signal pulsed. Roe played deep. Skiff hummed to rally point. Fight far from over. Evan's multi-tool sparked against the black box seals. The courier pod's guts spilled across his workbench in the skiff's cramped hold. Wires hissed. Data chips glinted under the overhead lamp. He yanked the core module free. A small ingot tumbled out, pure gold, stamped with a filigreed crest, royal grade. Viaran airline seal. His gut tightened. This wasn't smuggler scrap. This was throne-level cargo. The station beyond the skiff's hull suddenly felt too small. Docking clamps groaned. Foot traffic echoed through the vents. Rose hunters would sniff this out, fast. Evan pocketed the seal. He sealed the box and strode to the main cabin. Aurelia sat cross-legged on a bunk, bandaging Kesh's shoulder. Kesh's eyes narrowed at Evan's approach. Still that alien distrust. Scales twitching. Seal's real, Evan said. He slapped the gold onto the table. It rang true. Viaran Queen's mark. Your pod wasn't hauling data. It was you. Aurelia's claws paused mid-rap. Her luminous eyes met his. No flinch. Kesh's hand drifted toward his blaster. Evan leaned in, calm. Spacer steady. One clear truth before I help again. Are you the queen, or just riding her coattails? Silence stretched. Kesh growled low, throat scales flaring. Human, no your. Aurelia raised a palm, silenced him. She unwrapped the bandage fully, exposing Kesh's healed gash. Evan's medloader worked. I am Aurelia Vey, sovereign of the Auric Vale, gold-backed ruler of 12 systems. Her voice carried steel under silk. By Sable Row. My security chief betrayed. Pod was escape vector. You salvaged it. Evan nodded once. Truth rang like the seal. Crew treats crew. But Rose got debt tracers everywhere. We jumped blind. They net us. Kesh snorted. Loyalists rally. We signal. Aurelia's gaze lingered on Evan. Claws flexed. Your doubt earned caution, but kindness pulled us from void. Ordinary to you, empire shifting to us. Evan checked the skiff scans. Station perimeter lit with freighter docks. Blind spots everywhere. A signal draws heat. Map first. She nodded. Trust sparked in her posture. Shoulders easing. Aurelia pulled a slim wrist comm from her sleeve. Gold threads woven in. Encrypted beacon. Loyalist codes only. Her claws danced over hollow keys. Pulse built. Green light flared. Ping echoed back. Not loyalist. Hunter probe. Rose signature freak. Sharp as a blade. Aurelia slammed cancel. Beacon died mid-send. Her face paled, bioluminescence dimming. They ghosted it. Backup relays. Active. Kesh surged up, blaster drawn. Dockmaster Lint sells manifest. Roe bought him. Evan's mind raced. Freight schedule scrolled his pad. Public logs, spacer hacks. Bulk haulers cycled every 15. Blind corridors snaked under maintenance decks. We ghost 2. Freight Bay 7. Unmarked hauler outbound in 10. Cargo webs hide skiff. Aurelia's eyes widened. You read station flows like clan maps. Spacer trick. Evan slung his medkit. Grabbed mags. Lint's petty. Bribe or bypass. Kesh checked his blaster. Respect edged his nod. Bypass. I cover. They stacked at the skiff ramp. Evan punched station override. Salvage creds bought quiet access. Airlock hissed open. Station din hit. Klaxons distant. Spacer argot thick. No English. No problem. Corridors twisted. Evan led. Pad glowing. Left blind. Freight drone path. Footsteps echoed behind. Too heavy. Lint's enforcers. Kesh spun, blaster up. Dropped 2 with stun bursts. Bodies slumped. No alarms. Aurelia moved fluid. Queen Grace in low age. Her hand brushed Evan's arm. Cool claws. Steadying. Your calm clan warriors break here. Emergency stack. Solve top down. Evan patched a service hatch. They slipped into underdecks. Pipes hummed. Blind run engaged. Dockmaster Lint's voice crackled over public comms. Manifest freeze. Bay 7 lockdown. Row bounty posted. Evan cursed under breath. Pad rerouted. Service lift to outer rim. Hauler loomed. Massive ore dragger. Hatches yawning. They dashed across deck. Cargo webs swung loose. Evan magneted the skiff in, sealed it tight. Hauler ramp groaned shut. Inside the web, breaths synced. Quiche scanned. Clear. Jump in 5. Aurelia leaned against Evan. Her scent, ozone and gold, filled the nook. Evan Holt. Humans, you act without throne or clan. 1 no to Rose debt call. Empire's pivot. He checked her vitals, steady pulse. Strangers are crew till proven otherwise. Kesh grunted approval. First time. Underestimated you, soft skin. Hauler lurched. Docking clamps released. Warp fringe hummed, but Lint's drone buzzed close. Scan beam swept, locked on. Evan jury rigged a reflector, scrap foil and pod shrapnel. Bounced the beam. Drone veered off. Aurelia's laugh bubbled. Rare, real. Spacer magic. Physics. Evan grinned, pulled her closer as gay forces bit. Station receded. Rose corvettes dotted scans, hunting ghosts. Loyalist signatures flickered inbound. Fractured cootetered. Cache monitored comms. Row calls ministers. Debt leverage crumbles. Evan studied the gold seal. Heavy in palm, this buys fleets. But trust buys wars. Aurelia's claws intertwined his fingers again. Firmer. You bought mine. Hauler pinged rally beacon. Neutral depot. Safe drop. But a shadow ping pulsed. Assassin's backup. Deeper net. Row played long game. Evan plotted next leg. Freight chains endless. Blind paths infinite. Skiff decoupled smooth. Slipped into void. Fight reignited. They boosted toward depot. Scans cleared, mostly. 1 ghost trailed. Evan racked tools. Rotation. Your watch, Kesh. Kesh took post. Scales relaxed. Crew does crew. Aurelia watched Evan bunk down. Her gaze lingered. Soft. 1 humble medic. Gold stars turn. He shrugged. Closed eyes. Ordinary night. Deep space whispered threats. Backup signal strengthened. Rose ace inbound. Evan slept light. Ready. Depot loomed. Docks bristled. Lint types everywhere? No, worse. Royal shuttle docked. Rose colors. Forged manifests. Evan woke sharp. Company. Aurelia rose. Beacon ready. Cancel finger poised. Cash stacked. Blasters hot. Evan cracked his pad. New route. Smuggling vents to core shuttle bay. Door hissed. Figures approached. Not Rose. Loyalists. Truth waited. Blasters stayed low. 1 stepped forward. Viren's crest true. Airline secure. Aurelia ignited. Claimed, but shadow ping peaked. Assassins breached depot perimeter. Evan flanked. Medloader charged. Not stun this time. Lethal, if needed. They moved as unit. Human-led, alien steel. Kindness levered empires. 1 step at a time. Depot alarms wailed. Breach imminent. Evan sealed a hatch. Together. Blasters barked. Gold future hung. Rose voice hacked local. Surrender the seal, medic. Debt claims you. Evan fired first. Dropped the vanguard. Aurelia precise beside him. Kesh high cover. Bodies fell. Path cleared. They sprinted to core bay. Loyalist shuttle ramped. Boarding. Jump. Void swallowed them. Loyalist fleet coalesced. Row fractured further. Ministers peeled. 1 seal. 1 human no. Stars realigned. But backup signal burrowed. Deep tracker. Skiff hull. Evan scanned. Pod wreckage laced. Rose nanotag. Quarantine hold. He isolated it. Nanofryer engaged. Aurelia exhaled. Your eye. Spacer scan. He grinned. Kesh clapped shoulder. Clan bond firm. Trust sealed. Gold backed. Fight far from over. Empires turn slow. Evan plotted true rally. Blind paths endless. Crew endured. Evan gripped the shuttle's crash rail as it slammed into the docking clamp. Alarms blared. The loyalist pilot cursed Environ. Perimeter hot. Rose sniffers inbound. Evan released the rail, checked his medkit. Aurelia clutched her side, blood seeping through her disguise tunic, her eye, swollen from depot shrapnel, narrowed at him. Kesh scanned the hatch seals, blaster ready. "Clear the wounded first," Evan said. He knelt by Aurelia. "Let me patch that eye." "Consent first." She blinked. Viron pride flared. "You presume?" "Spacer rule." Evan pulled up his pad. Terms scrolled. No liability for Vaer and Empire. Treatment, at own risk. Revocable, anytime. Sign or bleed, Kesh growled. Human she is Aurelia Vey, Queen Heir, not your dock rat. Translated exact. Evan shoved the pad at Kesh, word for word, or she walks blind into Rose trap. Kesh's mandibles clicked. He scanned the text. Reluctant, he recited in Vaeron. Aurelia's tendrils quivered. Listening, she tapped acceptance. Done. Proceed, medic. Evan worked fast. Nanospray sealed the laceration. Pressure bandage locked. Keep it dry. No rubbing. He packed up. Her gaze held his. Gratitude masked as duty. Shuttle ramp dropped. Station air rushed in. Recycozone and fuel stink. Dockmaster Lint's goons waved them through a side berth. Evan led. Medloader slung like a rifle. Stick close. Act crew. They hustled into the sprawl of Nexus 7, neutral hub. Smuggler's paradise. Rose influence slithered here too. Bribes bought eyes everywhere. Aurelia stumbled. Evan caught her elbow. Easy, you're salvage tech now. Name's Rhea. She straightened. Royal poise cracked. This debases, saves your throne. He grinned. Oath time? They ducked into a dim service alcove. Pipes hummed. Kesh posted watch. Aurelia faced Evan. Her voice dropped to formal cadence. Evan Holt, by the gold vaults of Vaer, I bind my throne to your service. Planets yield to you. Fleets obey, swear fealty, and rule as consort word. Kesh tensed. Evan scratched his chin. Spacer simple. Nah. Handshake works. Her tendrils froze. What? Shake on it. I protect you. You get us to your loyalists. No planets. No oaths. Just crew deal. Kesh snorted. Insult. Throne oaths. Forge empires. Aurelia hesitated, then gripped his hand. Firm, warm scales against calluses. Deal. Trust sparked. Small. Solid. Evan checked his pad. Checkpoint ahead. Port authority scan. Lint's crew. Etiquette crash course. Rhea. Slouch. Eyes down. Scratch your armpit if scanned. Crew tick. She mimicked. Awkward royal into rough spacer like this. Perfect. Evan nodded. Kesh, your holler grunt. Limp left. They merged into foot traffic. Grease-smeared bulkheads. Vendors hawked stim packs. The checkpoint loomed. Hollow barrier. Armed drones. Dockmaster Lint himself lounged at the console. Pot belly. Greasy grin. Manifests. Now. Evan slid forged creds. Salvage run. 3 crew. Lint eyed Aurelia. Scanner beeped. Her? Too clean. Evan scratched his armpit. Rhea's green. Pukes on 0G. But fixes vents. Aurelia slouched. Scratched convincingly. Lint chuckled. Pass, but Rose offering bounty. Gold backed. Spacers deaf to that. Evan shouldered past. They cleared. Deeper into the station. Blind alleys branched. Evan plodded. Rally point at core habs. Loyalist contact pinged his pad. Coded. Kesh pulled Evan aside. Shadows cloaked them. Human. Prove final. Evan raised brow. How? Kesh's voice hardened. Betrayal prompt. I signal Rose agent. You intercept. Hide it. Or expose. Test. Evan saw it. Kesh's mandibles tight. Trust probe. Transparency. Evan tapped his comm. Open channel. Lint. This is Holt. Got a tail. Viaron female disguised. Worth your bounty? Lint's reply crackled. Details. Kesh's blaster twitched, but Evan grinned. Kidding, Docky. Spacer joke. He killed the channel, faced cache. See? Transparent, no secrets. Clapped Evan's shoulder. Hard. You pass. Clan bond. Aurelia watched, eyes soft. Human compassion. Rare alloy. Evan waved it off. Just crew. They moved, but his pad buzzed. Urgent. Rally contact. Abort. Row ambushed Habs. Regroup at vent shaft 19. Bring seal. Aurelia's hand seal glowed under her tunic. Key to vaults. Empires. Change course. Evan sealed a grate. Crawl space beckoned. Tight, dark. Cash boosted Aurelia in. Evan followed. Pipe stripped. Echoes chased. Halfway, bulkhead rattled. Rose's voice boomed. Station-wide hack. Holt, surrender the queen. Your debts compound. Lint sold your route. Evan cursed. Lint flipped. Nano tracker fried, but bribes burned hotter. He charged it lethal, aimed back. Figures scraped behind. Assassins. Rose elite. Blades gleamed. Kesh spun. Blaster barked. One down. Aurelia fired precise. Tunic pistol. Second dropped. Evan flanked. Medloader hummed. Disruptor pulse. Third crumpled. Clear. They crawled faster. Vent spat them into core bay. Loyalist skiff waited. Ramp down. Pilot waved. Seal aboard. They piled in. Engines roared. Docked free. Void claimed them. Stars wheeled. Evan strapped in. Scanned Aurelia. Eye holding. She nodded. Handshake firm in memory. Better. Kesh leaned over. Row fractures more. Minister's defect. But Evan's pad glitched. Backup ping. Deep. Not nano. Implant. Aurelia paled. My crest. Embedded tracker. Evan pulled scanner. Confirmed. Surgery. Now. She offered arm. No hesitation. Consent given. He worked. Precise cuts. Extractor word. Tag fried. Relief washed her. You see all. Spacer eyes.
He bandaged. Rally next.
Gold waltz. Throne awaits. Skiff jumped. Hyperspace hummed. Rose fleet ghosted their tail. Minister Sable's smooth voice on open comm. Airline falls. Deaths claim all. Evan keyed response. Tell Sable. Handshakes trump thrones. Loyalists coalesced ahead. Blind paths narrowed. One human. One queen. Crew endured. But dock chatter leaked. Lint auctioned their manifests. Assassins rerouted. Empires turned. Evan plotted evasion. Vent routes endless. Kindness levered first. Aurelia gripped his hand. Together. Jump complete. Vault approaches loomed. Gold spires against black. Defenses hot. Alarm wailed. Intercept squadron. Rose turncoats. Evan stood. Loader ready. Boarding teams incoming. Positions. Kesh stacked. Aurelia ignited seal. Auth codes beamed. Evan cracked hatch. Blasters hot. Figures breached. Not Rose. Vault guards. Seal verified. Airline secure. Aurelia stepped forward. Claimed. But shadow ping spiked. Sable's assassins breached outer ring. Evan flanked. Medloader charged. Lethal. They moved. Human-led. Aliens steal behind. One step. Alarms wailed anew. Gold future balanced. Row hacked local. Surrender seal. Medic. Debt eternal. Evan fired first. Vanguard dropped. Path cleared. Sprint to throne vault. Guards rallied. Sable's voice fractured. Ministers peeled away. One seal. One handshake. Stars. Realigned. Fight endured. Evan's comms panel lit red. Accounts frozen. Vessel Holt's Mercy flagged. Contraband transport. Surrender for inspection. He slammed the override. Too late. Docking clamps locked tighter. Footsteps thudded outside the airlock. Booted. Heavy. Kesh Varun stacked against the inner hatch. Blaster raised. Aurelia Vey crouched behind crates. Her disguised robes hiked for mobility. Open up, medic, barked a voice through the seal. Minister Rose order. Your manifests scream illicit gold transit. Evan patched his suit seals. Cash, cover the vents. Aurelia, stay low. He palmed the emergency release. Hatch cycled. 3 armored inspectors shoved in, drones buzzing at shoulder height, human-sized but Vion markings. Rose lackeys. Hands up, the lead inspector growled. His scanner swept the hold. Cargo tags falsified. You're hauling Queen Seal relics. Evan raised empty palms, stepped back, casual. Just salvage runs, spacer life. His boot nudged a loose deck plate. Drones whirred closer, red lights probing crates. Kesha's rifle hummed. Back off. We're cleared. Inspector sneered. Rose says otherwise. Drones, full scan. Evan's mind raced. No time for talk. He triggered the bay interlock. Bulkheads slammed down behind the inspectors, sealing them in the forward hold. Drones spun, beeping alarms. What the? Lead inspector pounded the hatch. Open this. Treason. Evan patched through the intercom. Protocol 7. Alpha. Contraband bay protocol engaged. Drones. Vent to vacuum. Hatches hissed. Air whooshed out. Drones sparked. Tumbled into the black. Inspectors clawed at breather masks. Too slow. Bodies slumped as pressure dropped. Kesh lowered her weapon. Efficient. Brutal. Spacer fix, Evan said. He yanked the bulkhead override. Bodies floated limp. He dragged them to a side locker. Sealed it. No traces. Now, accounts. Aurelia emerged, eyes wide on the floating forms. You ended them without blink. Emergencies demand calm. Evan wiped blood from his gloves, sat at the console. Rose freeze hit every channel. Bank links dead, fuel denied. Dock chatter spiked, Lint auctioning their slot to assassins. Evan pulled toolkit. Low-tech scrub, magnet stripper, thermal coater, false tag printer, humans built for improvisation. No fancy Vion neural links here. He stripped the cargo manifest chip. Extractor word, pins fried clean. Aurelia, your seal code? She leaned in, four-fingered hand steady. Gold flecks in her irises caught the console glow. Theta, 9, Vault Prime. But Rose hackers, beat 'em low. He etched new tags. Scrap metal, medical surplus, no queen relics. Printer spat fresh holos. Tags slapped on crates. Ship ID scrubbed to ghost freighter. Cache scanned the work. Primitive, works. Her mandibles clicked approval, rare from Veon steel. Alarms wailed station-wide. Intruders in Bay 17, row enforcers inbound. Evan keyed DocNet. Lint's voice auctioned live. Holt's mercy slot, highest bidder, assassins at 50K credits. Time to haggle. Evan grabbed a salvage drone core, Veon nil spec, worth a fortune. Linked his comm. Lint, it's Holt. Trade, Dockmaster grunted. Your hot cargo medic. Rose got my protocols locked. Salvage rights to my last haul. Wreckage in lane 4. Full Veon cruiser. Untouched. Yours if you slot us departure now. No manifests. No flags. Pause. Greed crackled through. Lane 4? That's Rose lost squadron. Deal. Bay 17 clearance. 5 minutes. Move. Evan powered loaders. Crates shifted. Kesh. Hatch duty. Aurelia. Throne vault vector loaded. She nodded, gripping a pulse pistol. Queen trained. Deadly. Auth beams ready. But Sable's turncoats swarmed the spires. Clamps released. Mercy lurched free. Thrusters fired hot. Dock bays blurred past. Assassin skiffs swarming like hornets. They're on us, Kesh called. Blaster fire pinged hull. Evan rolled the ship. Evasive weave through traffic lanes. Lint bought us window. Punch it. Hyperspace spool. Engaged. Stars streaked. But shadow ping trailed. Rose fleet ghosting. Evan patched open comm. Minister Sable Rose's smooth voice filled the bridge. Airline falls. Medic Holt. Depths claim all thrones. Your little kindness ends in vacuum. Evan keyed response. Voice steady. Tell Sable. Handshakes trump thrones. We're coming. Loyalist signals coalesced ahead. Blind paths narrowing. Dock chatter leaked through relays. Lint flipped manifests. But assassins rerouted. Empires turned on one scrub kit. Aurelia gripped his arm. 4 fingers strong. You treat betrayal like hull breach. Fix and fly. Strangers become crew. Evan met her gaze. Trust built in cuts and vents. Kesh stacked at the tactical. Human normal. Extraordinary. Vault defenses hot. Intercept squadron. Rose. Gold spires loomed against black. Alarms wailed. Mercy cracked approach vector. Loader arms primed. Evan's medrig, now lethal. Boarding teams incoming, he said. Positions. Keish nodded. Aurelia ignited seal codes. Auth beams lanced out. Hatch protocols queried. Evan stood, grabbed the charged loader. One step at a time. Figures breached the outer ring. Not rows. Vault guards, blasters hot. Seal verified. Their lead barked. Airline secure. Aurelia stepped forward, robes parting to reveal Queen's diadem. Claimed. Shadow ping spiked. Sable's assassins breached inner docks. Blaster fire erupted. Evan flanked left. Loader hummed charge. Fired. Vanguard dropped human precise. Kesh covered right. Vian rifle barked. Path cleared. They sprinted corridors. Guards rallied behind. Rowe's voice hacked local nets. Surrender seal. Medic. Debt eternal. Evan fired first. Another fell. Sprint to throne vault. Ministers' voices fractured over comms. Sable's coalition peeled away. Lint's salvage tip turned one. One seal left. One handshake sealed. Aurelia beamed final auth. Vault iris dilated. Gold gleamed within. Assassins poured in last bend. Evan charged loader. Kesh laid suppressive. Aurelia's pistol sang. They burst through. Throne chamber sealed behind. Stars realigned, but Rowe's fleet pinged close. Fight endured. Evan bandaged a graze on Kesh's arm. Hold the line. Aurelia took the throne. Gold reserves hummed activation. You levered it, human. Kindness moves worlds. He grinned. Just crew work. Drones breached outer seals. Blasters hot again. Blaster bolts scorched the throne chamber's inner bulkhead. Evan Holt slammed the charged loader against his shoulder and fired. A drone crumpled, its optics exploding in sparks. Kesh Varun rolled left. Vayon rifle barking precise bursts. Evan, engines hot, drone drive primed. Aurelia Vey gripped the throne's armrests. Gold reserves thrummed beneath her, flooding the vault ship's systems with power. She punched the launch sequence. Fleet, inbound. We jump or die. Evan bolted for the pilot's nook. Bulkheads groaned as the vault ship shuddered free from the station's embrace. Debris pinged off the hull. Wreckage from the coup's opening salvos. He dropped into the crash chair. Instruments lit up. Thrust vectors green, but shadow pings swarmed the scopes. Rowe's hunters closed fast. Strap in, Evan called. His fingers danced over manual overrides. No autopilot. Not with Sable Rowe's code slicers lurking. The ship lurched into the debris lane, a graveyard of shattered hulls from the outer docks. Twisted girders loomed on the forward display. Kesh slid into the tack station beside him. Decoys launching. Chatter away. Her voice stayed level, but her mandibles clicked. Doubt lingered. Humans didn't fly like this. Evan ignored the comms flood. Kesh's decoy signals mimicked distress calls, splitting enemy focus. He stayed silent, eyes on the debris map. Instruments only. One ping too close, and they'd light up. A tracker ping locked. Evan yanked the burn stick. Port thrusters fired in a stuttering manual pulse. Short bursts to weave the girders. The ship yawed hard, scraping a derelict frame. Alarms wailed. Tracking shed, Kesh reported, but 3 corvettes bracketing Vector 7. Evan glanced at the scopes. Rowe's lead ships. Sleek Vion hunters. Guns hot. They didn't fire first. Protocol, or bait, he pushed the throttle. Vault ship accelerated into the thickest debris cloud. No shots exchanged. Yet, Aurelia leaned over his shoulder from the throne jump seat. Her diadem caught the console glow. They hesitate. Broadcast the partial proof. Split their chain. She keyed her wrist node. A tight beam lanced out. Queen's seal fragment. Enough to fracture loyalties. Ministers' voices cracked over open comms. Sable's coalition wavered. Pilot. Evasive pattern Delta. Kesh snapped. But Evan overrode. He knew debris lanes from salvage runs. Humans patched hulls in storms like this. Another ping locked. Evan rolled the ship starboard. Manual burns firing in ragged sequence. Girders whipped past, close enough to etch the viewport. Dockmaster Lint's voice hacked in. Bribed turncoat. Medicolt. Surrender manifests. Rowe pays triple. Evan thumbed the mute. Lint sold them out earlier. No time for talk. Drones swarmed from the corvette's bays. Optics flared on scopes. Kill pack inbound. Engines exposed. Kesh warned. Shield scrap! Now! Evan grabbed the eject controls. Salvage arms hurled a jagged hull plate forward. It bloomed into an improvised shield, slamming the drone vanguard. Wreckage bloomed in a chain reaction. Shrapnel peppered their hull, but engines stayed clear. A kill shot lanced past. Drone lucky fire grazed the nacelle. Vault ship bucked. "Nice block," Kesh said. Her eyes widened. First crack in her shell. "Human reflexes?" Evan grinned, banking hard. "Salvage trick. Keeps the scrap flying." Aurelia's broadcast hit pay dirt. Comms fractured. Seal verified. Rose usurpers. One corvette peeled off, guns cold, but two held bracket. Lead ship fired warning lances. Hull plates vaporized nearby. Evan didn't return fire. Ammo low, and shooting first locked their IFF as hostiles. Outfly them. He dove the vault ship into a spinning wreck cluster. Manual burn stuttered. Precise nudges to slingshot through. Debris clanged like hail. Kesh fed decoy chatter. Fake engine signatures blooming behind. They're splitting, pursuing ghosts. Evan's hands blurred on controls. A corvette overshot, raking empty space. He looped under, thrusters flaring to dodge a girder spear. Aurelia's hand gripped his chair. Rose assassins inbound on shuttle ping. Lint sold the dock codes. Evan spotted it. Fat shuttle burrowing through the lane, assassin signatures hot. He vector matched. Silent burn. "Ram vector?" Kesh asked. "No. Flank." Evan fired grapples. Salvage lines snagged the shuttle's flank. He reeled them in tight, swinging the vault ship behind cover. Blaster fire from the shuttle scorched grapples. Evan cut loose, sending the shuttle tumbling into a corvette's path. Collision alarms screamed. The corvette jinked, too late. Hulls kissed in a fireball, one bracket down. "Impossible," Kesh muttered. Her rifle rested easy now. Trust edged in. Aurelia smiled faintly. "You're calm, Evan. Strangers become crew, just doing the job." He eyed scopes. Last corvette closed. Drones reforming. Rose's voice boomed over tight beam. "Medic. Det calls. Deliver the queen. Claim your spacer's pardon." Evan burned evasive. No reply. Debris thinned. Open black ahead. Kesh patched through Lint's manifest hack. Port authority flipping. Rose bribes dry. Clear vector to jump lane. But the corvette loosed full drone swarm. Optics locked engines. Evan hefted the scrap shield eject again. Plate slammed out, pulverizing the lead wave. He rolled inverted, manual bursts dodging the rest. Aurelia fired her thrown pistol through the canopy slit. Precise shots cored two drones. Vion's skill. Kesh laid covering bursts from the turret. "Engines clear." Evan punched jump prep. Gold reserves hummed overload. Throne drive spooling. The corvette fired kill shot. Evan outflew it, scraping a final girder. Bolt missed by meters. Jump flare ignited. Stars stretched, but scopes pinged. 3 fresh ships bracketing the exit vector. Rose reserves. Evan's grip tightened. No firing first. Outfly them. The vault ship hurtled forward, debris wake shedding trackers. Kesh's decoys faded, but new pings locked hard. "They're faster," Cave said. Mandibles tight. Evan scanned instruments. A salvage lane branched, uncharted by via navs. Human eyes spotted it. Tight, lethal, perfect. He banked in, hold tight. Corvettes followed, guns charging. Evan dodged the first rock field with stuttering burns. One corvette grazed a boulder, shields flickered. Aurelia's partial proof beamed again. Comms split. "Queen's Air, stand down." Second corvette hesitated, veered off. But the lead pressed. Drones spat. Evan rammed scrap shield into them. Engine saved again. He looped through a crevasse, manual pulses hugging walls. Kesh whooped, "You're mad, human." Practical. Sweat beaded his brow, but hands steady. Rose lead ship loosed torpedoes. Evan jinked, one glancing the hull. Alarms howled. Aurelia bandaged a shrapnel nick on his arm mid-burn. Crew work. Trust sealed. They burst into clear space. Jump lane beckoned, but the 3 bracketed tight now. No debris mercy. Guns hot, no warning shots. Evan grinned. Fingers flew. Outfly or die. The vault ship lurched. Stars warped into streaks. Rose corvettes fired late. Beams sliced empty void. Alarms silenced. Kesh exhaled, mandibles clicking. Clean jump.
"Human shots."
Evan wiped sweat from his brow. Salvage runs, tight but true. He scanned scopes. No tails. The ship shuddered into real space near Veyan flagship coordinates. A massive golden hull loomed. Vera's pride. Bristling with point defense arrays. Docking beacon pulsed. Aurelia straightened from her jury-rig seat. Her disguised robes hung loose, hiding regal poise. You fly like no spacer I've known. She pressed a med patch to his arm graze. Crew debt repaid. Evan shrugged. Practical. Fuel and parts. Square us. He guided the vault ship into the flagship's maw. Clamps locked. Airlocks cycled with a hiss. Kesh unstrapped first. Rifle slung low. Perimeter secure? His eyes flicked to Evan, wary, but edged with respect. Evan nodded. Scope's clear. She's your queen. Get her aboard. Aurelia rose. Escort me, Evan Holt. Protocol demands witness. He grabbed his kit. No arguments. Corridors gleamed, gold-veined bulkheads. Veyan script pulsing. Guards snapped to salute as they entered the flagship proper. Whispers rippled. The air? Evan stayed close, hand near his multi-tool. Dockmaster types lurked everywhere. One wrong glance and... Elevators hummed upward. Aurelia's hand brushed his sleeve. Your lane saved us. Rose ships scattered. Outfly or die. Evan scanned for tails. Paranoia from too many salvage scraps. Doors parted. A throne room unfolded. Vast. Walls sheathed in living gold. Threads weaving like neural nets. Hollow thrones floated at center. Attendants froze. A figure in ministerial robe spun. Sable Rowe. His smile gleamed too smooth. Your radiance. Rowe bowed low. The inquiry awaits. Protocol binds us. Evan halted. Throne room? He glanced at Aurelia. Just dropping a passenger. Not this. Guards flanked him. Kesh growled low. Secure the chamber. Aurelia stepped forward. Gold light danced on her skin. Minister Rowe, you claim debt on my vault ship. Cite the protocol. Rowe's eyes narrowed fractionally. Article 7, Radiance. Unsecured assets in contested space forfeit to the Treasury. Your flight confirms irregularity. Evan tensed. Conspirator. Smelled like Dockmaster lint, selling manifests to bidders. Aurelia activated a hollow panel. Public inquiry then, broadcast to all Veyan nodes. Witness. Evan Holt, human medic who salvaged my vault from Rowe's contested blockade. Rowe's composure cracked. A human? Irrelevant. Protocol. Demands neutral witness. Aurelia's voice cut steel. He outflew your corvettes through human salvage lanes. Verify logs. Hollow logs bloomed. Jump data, pursuit tracks, Evan's maneuvers. Gasps echoed from attendants. Rowe's tendrils twitched. Ref corvettes. Minister. Kesh stepped up. Rifle humming. Yours. Firing on the air's vault. Rowe straightened. Defensive posture. The human proved competency. Kesh's mandibles locked. I swear formal alliance. Purveyan code. Holt as deciding variable. His actions sealed trust. Evan blinked. Alliance? He shifted his kit. Just crew work. Public channels lit. Veyan polity feeds exploding. Air returns. Rowe's reserves fled. Rowe paled. This delays nothing. Debt stands. Aurelia smiled. Cold. Protocol traps you, Minister. Public witness voids your claim. Step down or face audit. Guards advanced. Rowe's allies melted into shadows. He bowed stiffly, as you command. Excited with escorts. Silence fell. Then cheers erupted. Gold walls thrumming. Kesh gripped Evan's shoulder. Claws firm, not hostile.
You turn the tide, human. Mad piloting.
Calm under fire. Veyan's honor such.
Evan nodded. Spacer basics.
Aurelia turned to him. Throne hollow stabilized behind her. Gold-backed seal pulsing. Evan Holt, you treated me as crew, protected without throne's weight. Stand beside me. Salvage advisor. Medic to the court. Offers like that. Ships vanished in them. Evan met her gaze. Steady, limited role. Practical. Fuel runs, emergency patches, no politics. She extended a hand, four-fingered, gold-ringed. Accepted. Crew eternal. He clasped it, firm, Throne room roared approval, but scopes pinged faint, distant signatures. Rose reserves regrouping. Evan's multi-tool hummed. Time to scan. Aurelia leaned close. They come again. Ready? Outfly or fight, he grinned. Fingers itched for controls. Kesh barked orders. Flagship engines warmed. But Evan spotted it. Rose shuttle docking low deck, Lint's manifest trick. Ambush vector. Evan pointed. Flush 'em. Guards surged. Chaos boiled below. Evan patched a wounded attendant mid-stride. Quick sealant, pressure steady. Aurelia watched, eyes wide. Normal? She murmured. Crew work. Rose's voice crackled over comms. Surrender the human. He's the anomaly. Keish laughed. He's Vayan now. Evan shouldered his kit. Down corridors toward the fray, not just a drop-off anymore. Torpedoes incoming. He banked a security skiff. Instinct. One down. Aurelia fired beside him. Precise. Together. Empires shifted on small levers. Just another salvage run. But gold gleamed brighter. Deeper in, Lint's voice whined from a fixer booth. Highest bidder wins. Evan kicked the door. Bills due. Lint yelped. Manifests spilled. Rose bribes logged. Kesh cuffed him. Evidence sealed. Back to throne. Rose face on hollow. Fugitive now. You'll regret. Aurelia cut feed. Inquiry concludes.
Throne secure. Evan exhaled.
Passenger delivered. Roll accepted. But pings lingered. More hunters? He checked scopes. Practical, always. Aurelia placed a gold medallion in his palm. Earned. Weight settled, not payment. Bond. Flagship jumped. Stars stretched. Safe for now. Evan gripped console. Ready for next. Rose's shadow loomed. Conspirators never quit. But crew endured.